Der Rayman tritt gegen die aktuelle 4 der Schotten bei der PDC an. Er steht also hinter Gary Henderson, Peter Wright und Robert Thornton. Ein Mann, der schon ein European Tour Finale erreicht hat. 2015 war das in München. Aktuell steht er auf Weltranglistenplatz Nummer 34 aus den schottischen Highlands. Der Highlander John Henderson. Und der Caller dieser dritten Partie, auch ihn kennt ihr aus vielen Fernsehübertragungen. Es ist der Calculator, Kirk Bevins.
Well, the Happy Bet European Darts Open continues. Kirk Bevins on stage for it. And for the very first time in his career, Ray Campbell, the Northern Irishman, appears on the European Tour stage. He came through qualifying for the very first time, beat Steve West in a deciding leg, then knocked out the Brazilian Diogo Portela and finds himself here at the European Darts Open in Leverkusen for the biggest payday of his career by quite some distance. Ray Campbell got his tour card at the start of last year. He'd played Challenge Tour the year before, but in the entire sort of 2.5-year spell we're talking about here, Ray Campbell has never won more than 500 quid in a tournament. And this weekend, he picks up £1,000. That is only the 5th time Ray Campbell has made any money from a PDC darts event. This is huge for Ray Campbell. And the man facing him is the huge and hugely talented John Henderson, the Highlander, former Euro Tour finalist.
First leg is ready to throw first. Game on.
I'm Dan Dawson, Paul Nicholson alongside me in the commentary box for this, Ray Campbell's debut on the European Tour. And do you give this man a chance, Paul Nicholson?
He has a chance because he has 3 darts. And good start.
100.
Talk a bit more about the way his darts land throughout the course of the match, but you've got to think that John's a big favourite here. John has been a fixture on the European Tour this year. He's
100.
Been here, there and everywhere. And he's been playing decent.
Yeah. It's been pretty good stuff from John Henderson without going on any big runs. He has been qualifying for these, picking up money. And that's a key thing. Former European Championship quarter-finalist, of course, John Henderson. And having made 6 of the 8 events this year, including this one. And he's won his opening game 5. Well, he's looking to make it 5 times today. Only been knocked out in the first round once. That was by James Richardson. We've just seen 46. What James Richardson is capable of. 101 average. Not a bad start to the afternoon.
Well, it gives a lot of encouragement to the guys in the back because they see someone in the second game of the day 95. Going up there averaging 100 and you think, well, the atmospherics must be good. Because sometimes you get arenas that just aren't conducive to big averages. I mean, you can play outside like you do in Dubai. You can play in Vienna where it was sweltering hot like last week. But sometimes you just need an arena that's the right temperature and comfortable to play in. And this is wicked right now.
126.
Really good temperature. Guys are liking it.
Well, Hendo on tops after 12. Campbell's not going to take out the 158. And that means that Hendo's looking at his favourite double on the board. 67. For a break of throwing a 1-0 lead.
40.
Well, he was deadly on this last week. He's just teasing it.
Game shot on the first leg. John Henderson.
Excellent from Hendo. Takes the first leg. 15 darts. That'll do. Puts Ray Campbell under pressure from the off. But yeah, John's been playing well all season. He's got his chin up a bit. I saw him at breakfast this morning with a very obvious Celtic shirt on. He's probably one of the biggest Celtic fans I've ever seen.
Yeah, he does.
81.
He does like the full kit, doesn't he, on these Euro tours, John Henderson?
He had the shorts on this morning as well.
Yeah, it's the full. I mean, he's not got shin pads and boots on, but he's not far off.
96.
Just give me an idea for a birthday present for John. He hasn't got any shin pads.
Wow.
I'll have to get the official Celtic ones, though.
Well,
otherwise he'll probably return them for some sort of gift receipt.
Well, look, Hendo is one of the friendliest, nicest men you could ever meet in the world of darts. But even if you did fall out with him, You're not going to kick it in the
96.
kids. Do anything to it. Like the Moundshead from Game of Thrones.
Do you know where Rayman's from?
It's a computer game, is it not?
You're from that generation, Dan.
55.
Well, no, I had this explained to me because I remember commentating on him at the UK Open qualifiers. One of the very few tournaments, well, one of the 5 tournaments now that Ray Campbell has actually picked up some money and only picked up 250 quid, so it wasn't enough
39.
to make it to the UK Open finals itself. But yeah, I wasn't sure who that character was. I was more of a Street Fighter 2 Streets of Rage kind of generation. Rayman came a little bit later, although looking at Ray Campbell,
140.
I'm not sure how much Rayman he has played himself. He might be an absolute demon. He might be a esports legend, for all I know. I'm not sure.
With an alter ego.
Well, he could be, yeah.
94. Ray, you require 140.
Well, Rayman is a buoyant computer game character. He'd be very buoyant if he hits this. It's not going to happen, though. But he will leave tops if he hits a single 20.
100.
Good layup.
John, you require 76.
Pressures is 76. And I remember John, he loves these shots because he gets one clean shot at tops. Here we go.
36.
Scared it.
Ray, you require 40.
Well, this is for a break back for the Northern Irishman. That looks awkward. Got to be the left-hand side of the bed.
Game shot.
Oh,
Second
bang
leg.
down the
Ray
middle,
Campbell.
just to the left of those first 2 darts. You can't fault that. That's a good effort from
Game on.
Ray Campbell. Gets his first leg in European Tour darts.
I'll tell you what, when you look at the way that Ray Campbell's darts land, it looks very straight from this camera angle. But if we were looking direct at the board,
140.
you'd see that it's kicking to the left a bit. So when we take those 2 misses at tops into consideration, he could see very little of that bed, and the shift to the left and hitting it from there was a great shot.
140.
There you go.
Yeah,
Flight kicks to the left, and that proves how much of the bed he didn't see on that shot at tops.
137.
You've got to think a shot like that is going to give you confidence.
What's causing that then? Come on, you're our analyst, Paul. What's causing that dart to kick over to the left-hand side attack?
Well, look at the way his dart is gripped.
137.
He grips them very much at the end, which means there's less steadiness through the middle of the barrel, so it's going to flail a bit.
Sort of fishtailing.
Absolutely. If he was holding it more in the middle, it would
60.
still go flat, but it would be a lot straighter. But I think what Ray has done is he's centered everything around his grip. He's happy with what he's doing with that. And the fishtailing that you mentioned just there,
140.
he's tailoring his game towards that. And absolutely fine.
Wow, some leg of darts this. Hendo on a potential 11 darter. Campbell was on a 12 darter, but isn't going to take out the 164.
81. John, you require
unfortunate.
84.
Last dart. Double 12 for Hendo. 11
Shot
darter,
third
and a
leg.
really authoritative 11
leg
darter.
shot to
Henderson
throw
taking
first.
out the 84, bang in the middle of both beds.
It's one of those Instagram-worthy double 12s, isn't it? Just right in the middle, not even scaring the wires. So much in the middle, it was almost Switzerland.
140.
As a pro dart player, when you have a leg like that, where you've just hit every solid, you know, ton 40, leave 84 and you go middle of the bed, middle of the
34.
double. Do you get a lift from that?
You do, because you've hit everything you're going for. You've broken the throw, as John just did there. And if anything, you're just saying to yourself, well, what did I do that was right there? Sometimes you're so in the moment doing that you forget what you've been doing that was so good. And if you can remember the one thing, the one little
100.
key or anchor, as sports psychologists say, then that's going to make you even more dangerous, because if you can remember and it works for the rest of the game, you're going to do what James Richardson did.
60.
You're going to continue to score heavily and you're going to hit your doubles.
Right, Henderson's kicked off 140 in this leg. Only a 60 there, but he is down to a finish, and Campbell's 200 points behind, although this is putting a big old dent in that lead.
140.
We mentioned the rocking motion of John Henderson many times, but his throw is all about timing. Timing the rock, timing that little twist of the dart at the very end, because he spirals it out of the fingers, and that's why it gets such a corkscrew in the air. It's one of the reasons why it's such a big scorer, because when it corkscrews in the air, it just binds with the other darts.
108.
Campbell with his first maximum on the European Tour, and he's put himself back in with a shout of yet another breaker throw in this game. Well, 15 scored leaves 87. It'll be 17s now. Okay. Did he think he'd left 77? Did he want to leave? Have I done my maths right?
Yeah, you were definitely right, Dan.
54.
I don't think he was trying to leave double 15. But the main thing here is that Ray Campbell has a genuine shot at tops for 2-2 and another break. Double 10 and there's pressure on this.
Game shot on the fourth leg.
Ray Campbell. 4 consecutive breaks to throw in this game.
Game on.
And John Henderson is being made to work very, very hard here. I repeat, Ray Campbell, having got into the money stages of a PDC event in 3 years, 1 on the Challenge Tour, 2 on the full tour, having got into the money stages of a PDC event, he has never won another game. He's won a 250 quid at a UK Open qualifier. 3 times he's managed to win a game to get through to the second round of a Pro Tour event and win 500 quid. But then he's always gone out. Here, he's won a couple of qualifiers to get to the money stages of this tournament. And he is battling hard with John Henderson and could well do something he has not done in his entire career.
Well, he's showing us that he does have some keys to the success that's got him here. And the 180 to leave the shot, absolutely brilliant.
100.
But what I want to bring up is his last visit. He goes high over the 60 and he perseveres with the 60. It was that height there, that 5, but it was centralized. What he needs to understand is that when you block that 60 with the way darts land, switch immediately. Give yourself the open bed. Don't be stubborn.
Yeah, a few players who perhaps might benefit from that.
100.
One of them, the one that obviously springs to mind, is Max Hopp, who is very, very stubborn treble 20 attempter, even when he's made life hard for himself. Of course, Max not here, didn't make it through the host nation qualifiers last night. We will be seeing the first host nation qualifier in a couple of games' time. Stefan Siepman, remember him from the European Tour earlier this year?
100.
Had a little run, didn't he? Beat an admittedly rather ill Joe Cullen. Still a scout. He'll be taking on Jermaine Watamena, the machine gun.
60.
Back in Euro Tour action after a little spell away. Martin Schindler playing this afternoon as well, Germany's number 2. As Hendo looks at 1 for tops. Tops he wants.
61.
He will come back.
Well, nobody wants to hold their throw in this match, obviously. Going to try and make it as exciting as possible. And is Ray Campbell going to pressure again? This time he should steer.
83.
Got a nasty little tweak into the treble 1 there. Tops for Hendo, though. It's the guide of all guides, that.
Game shot on the 5th leg.
In the end, he didn't really use it that much, but he still sort of had the weight to dart about right. Put it in the corner. It is 3-2. Nobody can hold their throw. Now, as I recall Ray Campbell, when I did commentating on the UK Open qualifiers, I don't remember him having I don't know if he's thrown this sort of like Dennis Priestley tribute in the hope that inspires him to great things. Maybe he had it in the qualifiers. Maybe that's what's changed in his game. I know you believe that somebody who changes their dart shirt immediately brings about a response. Ray Campbell, the Tash, might have some sort of magical powers. I mean, I know he looks like Pitbull's dad, but I mean, it's a look.
100.
Sometimes it's the smallest little things.
I know.
I found out recently that Peter Wright wears odd socks all the time.
Really?
There's one for you. He has a 180 maybe for Ray Campbell. He's second of the match.
80.
2 180s in this game, both of them to the Northern Irishman. Oh, hang on.
123.
Well, John keeps saying to himself, why are you playing your best stuff on my throw? Just go away. Well, in order for him to go away, John, just keep doing what you're doing. Score heavily.
25.
Oh. Now, I don't know what that bounced out of. It looks like there might be a mark in the treble 20. If there is, that is, yeah, it looks like there is. Hendo, less pressure on this than there might have been.
120.
Misses outside on the double 18 for a big, big finish, but we know that he's going to come back and try and open up a 2-leg advantage. Try to hold his throw for the first time anybody's done in the game.
84. Johnny Riguard, 36.
And he does like the doubles at the top of the board. Yeah, there it is.
John Henderson.
Finally, we have a hold of throw.
First.
It's only taken 6 legs.
Yeah, 14 darter, good enough for Big Hendo to hold his throw. He is currently averaging, well, in the 90s. It's solid stuff from John Henderson.
44.
I mentioned Ray Campbell came through against Steve West and Diogo Portela. Well, not one person who played a preliminary game in qualifying went
95.
through to qualifying for this tournament. Everybody who was directly involved with round 1 and round 2 then got through. That's a very strange thing. I've been looking at statistics on the European Tour for over a year now, and I've never seen
41.
that before. But Hendo, Josh Payne was his first victim, 6-4 there, and Simon Stevenson of Plymouth, 6-3.
Yeah, curious one, Simon Stevenson.
83.
All the way through last year, he was making some serious inroads. It's been a tough 2017 for Simon Stevenson. We'll see if in the latter end of 2017 he can turn things around, because this is
28.
the final European Tour that we've got before that break over August. We have got a Pro Tour weekend next weekend. There's also the qualifiers for the next couple of Euro Tours. As Hendo
140.
still searching. Just a little smile from Hendo there. Can't find that maximum that he's been searching for.
Well, the qualifier next Friday is for Maastricht, which is the first weekend of September. So there is a very
43.
large gap between those two, well, the qualifier and the main event. And then there's a qualifier at the start of August for the second weekend.
Hendo there,
133.
so desperate to get his first 180, he had to stop himself mid-rock, because otherwise he would have left himself 3 if he'd hit it. And the likelihood is he probably would have hit it, having failed to
99.
find a 180 all the way through this game.
50.
But 10 for tops will be the route. Back-to-back 14 darters for the Scotsman. He is well and truly in charge of this game now, throwing for a 6-2 victory over Ray Campbell.
We've already seen James Richardson go for treble 19 when he had 41 left. And Hendo halfway going for a 180 on 183, so
100.
someone's got the finishing voodoo doll out this weekend.
Well, I mean, of all the players in world darts, you must find it harder to stop mid-throw than other. Hendo's got to be right there, because you've got some serious momentum
60.
taking him towards the board for that throw.
It's a bit like Tiger Woods stopping his swing halfway down.
Exactly, yeah. You can
Now
have
and
that.
now!
121.
He's getting genuinely frustrated now, John Henderson. He's in a battle with himself right now. He feels he's got this game in the bag. He may not do.
140.
He's responded well, though, because Ray Campbell brought the game the first 4 legs. He's been like a bit of a pit bull, as you mentioned. He was just biting at John's heels and taking his chances.
81.
He needs the lot.
Yeah, certainly needs another treble to get to a finish. And he's got it.
140.
He's given himself a sniff of a chance, Ray Campbell. And it would be for a break of throw if he could. And Hendo. Oh, great second dart. Not a bad third one either. Top stuff from John Henderson.
61.
And the 161 won't go, so John Henderson should get 1 match dart. He may get 2. It could be a trio
92.
of 14 darters to close this game out for John Henderson, who's made to work very hard in the opening stages against Ray Campbell, who on his Euro Tour debut put up a fight early on, but hasn't been able to sustain it. Oh, and Henderson again.
Ray requires
Misses
69.
high, just high on double top.
Well, Ray, if you want to stay on stage, it's as simple as 19 and tops. Tops. To keep bouncing around like Ray, man.
29.
He may be
John,
just about to be deleted from this computer game. Hendo to go through.
Double 10. And there it is. John Henderson gets the job done. After 4 consecutive holds of throw at the start of this one, Ray Campbell could not live with Big Hendo. 6-2 to the Scotsman, who averages almost 98 in the process. He is through and will face the number 6 seed Kim Huybrechts. Ray Campbell, big weekend for the Northern Irishman, his first ever appearance on the Euro Tour and his biggest payday in darts. And who knows, now he's tasted Euro Tour action, maybe we'll see him again in the latter stages of the European Tour in the build-up to the European Championship in Hasselt. Here is a quarter-finalist at the European Championship, John Henderson. A few words with Elmar, and then it's on with the action. Christoph Ratajski and Mark Barilli up next.
John, you've got a lot of fans and friends here.
Yes, I know, it's nice to be back in Germany. I had not a good Austria, but it's good to be back in Germany. The fans are behind me once again, so I can't thank you enough.
Ja. Er sagte, er freut sich, dass er zurück in Deutschland ist. Er kann gar nicht Danke oft genug sagen, dass er so eine Unterstützung genießt. Above all, these minions over there are John Henderson fans, I know. Do you know minions in the Scottish Highlands?
No, I am familiar with them, but I do know about the minions, so I really do thank their support, I really do.
So, let's talk about your game. Happy with the match?
Yes and no, yes, I've got him. That was always the hardest one to get, and I know Ray's a good player, and I think it's his first European, so it must have been hard for him, so I'm just lucky to get through the first round. First round is no easy for any player up here, so...
Because it's always different, or what is the reason for that? Why is the first round match that difficult?
I don't know, I think if you come a long way just to get beat in the first round, then you have to go home. It's something like that. I know we're all chasing Blackpool as well, so... We're all chasing for the ranking points, so I'm glad with that win, so hopefully I can play a wee bit better tomorrow and progress.
Kim Huybrechts, the next one. We all know he's one of the top guns on the European Tour.
Kim's a great player, and we've had some great games in the past. I've beat him, he's beat me, so I'm sure it'll be a great game for the crowd.
Yeah, that's cool. See you tomorrow again. Thank you very much. John Henderson. Er sagt Kim Huybrechts, sein nächster Gegner. Er kennt ihn natürlich schon lange, haben schon oft gegeneinander gespielt. Er hat ihn mal geschlagen und auch Kim Huybrechts natürlich das Ganze umgekehrt. Ansonsten ist er ganz zufrieden mit dem. Er sagt, das erste Spiel bei so einem Turnier oder das erste Match ist immer schwierig. Du hast die lange Reise, du willst auf keinen Fall direkt mit der Niederlage starten, um sofort wieder abreisen zu können. Du willst im Turnier sein. Das hat John Henderson geschafft. Und er nimmt sich jetzt auch noch ein bisschen Zeit und gibt hier ein paar Autogramme. Das ist gut so. Vielleicht nochmal für all diejenigen die Informationen, die jetzt so ein bisschen später auch zu uns gekommen sind. Da oben dieses Dartboard, das die Sieger jeweils unterschreiben.